Hi guys, and welcome to All the Secrets. Today I am going to bring you along on how I create a thumbnail that is going to get you the best click-through rate. One of the first things and most important things you really need to think about is, what is the video going to be about? What is probably the most important thing in the video that could definitely capture your audience's attention? Some people might think this is false advertising, but you want to sort of think of something that is clickbaity. But people think clickbaity is lies, and I think because of a lot of YouTubers do draw you in on false pretenses and you think this is what you're going to get and it turns out not. I don't agree with that sort of clickbaiting. I think clickbaiting can also mean it's just basically something that is going to grab your audience's attention. So if you are talking about money or spending money, you could sort of put down a figure exactly how much you are talking about. So say if you spent like £1,000, that would be a great thing to add into your thumbnail so that people are like, oh my god, she spent £1,000. So you really need to think about what the video is about and what in that video is the most exciting thing about that video. For this channel, it's a lot about growth, and I think it's very important for me as a very new YouTuber is to be open about that and say that I am going to show growth on new YouTubers, so that somebody in the same path as me would probably want to click on mine more than somebody with 1 million. That's what I'm thinking. So if I'm showing tips and tricks on how to grow small YouTubers, I would put that into the thumbnail so that they know 100% that that is something that they're going to get from my channel. It normally goes alongside with the title as well. So think about what you're going to call the video, and then try and think of a very short way of putting that into your thumbnail. So you don't want to be writing a paragraph in your thumbnail. You do want to be writing maybe 2 or 3 words that is just going to draw your audience's attention and make them understand straight away what your video is about. When you are filming your videos, really take note as to what you're going to call it, and you are going to want to take a picture separately for the video. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's better quality for your thumbnails, and when you screen grab or screenshot, whatever you call it, from your laptop, the quality just isn't there, and it just looks a little bit more professional if you were to take a photo and use that rather than take a screenshot from the video. And it's easy to do that, really. It's easy for sit down videos because you can just sort of like do it at the end. You sort of know what it is that you need to do. But with vlogs and stuff like that, it can be a little bit difficult because you don't really know what's coming on the vlog. But I think 9 times out of 10 when I do vlogs on my other channel, I have an idea as to what's happening. And if I know it's like a family day, I could include like me and the kids, or me stressed if it's about me being stressed or something like that. Just really think about something that's important that happened within that day, and then take a picture of it there and then it's done. That's my suggestion. But obviously if it's really impossible, then a screenshot will be fine. Just make sure you get a good quality, it's not blurry or anything like that, because sometimes if you pause it at the wrong part, it can be a little bit blurry and hard to see, and that isn't going to be very clickable because people will think they're getting a bad quality video. I am going to recreate the thumbnail for the last video that I edited, and it was about telling my secrets on how I am going to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers. Like I say, that is very clickbaity in a way because it's like secrets. It makes you feel intrigued as to what could her secrets be. So first thing first, you need to definitely think of exciting words to put in your title, and then you can use that in your video. So you've got your picture, and you then need to find a place to edit that picture. And I am using, I think you can use anyone, to be honest. I just googled free image editor or something like that, or photo editor, and it's Pixlr. Something else that you should probably really think of is, especially if it's sit downy videos, I have found that adding your face in it is quite a good thing. And when watching like videos and stuff like that of other people who are going on YouTube, they've also agreed with that and said that putting their face in helps bring in the views a little bit more. So when you are thinking about the video that you are creating and it's a sit down video, think about what expression comes from the title of the video. So if it's sad, you can sort of like be like this. If it's happy, you can be like, and just really exaggerate the feeling so that it comes across on a photo, because if you were to just sit like this, it just looks a little bit boring. So if just try and sort of exaggerate a little bit the emotion that is going to come across in the video. That's what I feel. And that can also be a little bit clickbaity, but that's just the way of YouTube. In order to get people click, you've got to be exciting and they've got to be intrigued. As long as you are talking about what's on the thumbnail and in the title, I honestly don't see any harm in doing that at all. So the first thing you need to remember is you need to sort of change the size of the thumbnail. So it is normally 1280 width and then 720. So you're going to have to crop it or resize it, whatever it is that you need to do. And then one of the most important things that I like to do is I find that having like a nice bright photo is something that really grabs somebody's attention. It just makes the image quality look that little bit better. So I go onto the adjust and filter. First things first, I like to sharpen up the photo. I just feel like that helps it look a little bit crisper and a little bit more professional. But then I do like to smooth it out a little bit because sometimes it makes my skin a little bit too sharp. The exposure, I for some reason always tend to go to 30 exposure. I then change the highlight to about 50 and then the shadows also to about 50. So it just really helps brighten up my face. It makes the image look that little bit brighter and interesting. And I also, this could be completely wrong, but supposedly cool tones is something that attracts the eye a lot better than like warm tones. So because of that, I do like to cool the temperature down a little bit, and I just like the way that that looks a lot better. So if you can see from that photo, it just looks a little bit dark and dull, and then when you look at it there, it just looks that little bit brighter, and I don't know, I just think it looks more appealing to the eye. So then you want to apply that, and then basically the next thing that I do is I add some text. I think it's quite important to add the text because for me, I don't really read titles. I look at the thumbnail, see if it's something that I want to look into, and then maybe read the title and see what the video is about. So that's why I think adding some keywords into the thumbnail is ideal. So by keywords, it's like the most interesting thing that happens in the video. That is going to be something that people are going to search and people are going to want to click on. So a way you can, I guess you can figure this out is by searching YouTube, searching the video that it is that you want to look for, get inspiration from other people and see what it is that they're putting in their thumbnails, and to see what people are clicking on. So see what's in the first top 10 and see what people are clicking on, and then try and apply that to your video, but without copying, because sometimes I find that copying, people would just click the other person, you know. So just do your research, see what people are typing, see what people are putting into the thumbnails, and just take some inspiration. So for this video, I was sharing the secret, so I could put sharing or my secrets. The most important thing for this is you need to use the correct font. This is very important. That's quite a good font. It's a very simple font, but I find it a little bit boring. So take your time and look into what font you enjoy to use. I did used to like font like that, but it's not the easiest to read, and it looks a little bit squished and childish and stuff like that sometimes, and sometimes handwriting can be very difficult for other people to read. So if I'm doing the most important word, I probably wouldn't use handwriting anymore. The font that I like to use this one sometimes, and my favorite one that I just find it's a good go-to is this one. It's bold, it's plain, and it's all capitals, and I just find it's easy to read, it's nice and bold, appealing to the eye, and yeah, I just find it's a good go-to to go for. So look, take note of the font and try and think, can you actually understand it? If you didn't know what that word says, could you actually read it? Because some of them, it looks nicer, like that 100% looks nicer, but if I was scrolling down the screen, I just wouldn't know what that says. So people don't pay attention that much to what things say. That's why if you make it obvious what it says, then that's brilliant. We've got the font, we've got the words, And the next thing, we need to make this a little bit more obvious within the photo. I feel like this just blends in a little bit. And something I like to do is I like to add a shadow onto my font. On my other channel I love to go pink but I feel like for this channel I don't want it to be so girly and stuff like that, so I use a little bit of the red. And the reason why I use red is because I feel like it goes with the YouTube theme. I relate to red with YouTube, so that's why I use the red. And I like the opacity all the way up because I want it to be in your face. I have started to take the distance away so it's literally behind the font, and it really helps it stand out. And you can change the blur a little bit so it's not as obvious, but I sort of normally leave that where it is. And then I do normally add on a red outline as well. Sometimes I do that and make the thickness of the outline a little bit bigger, and that is what I do for that. I find that is a lot more obvious within the thumbnail right now, and I feel like it's a good starting place. Now looking at this, okay, I don't find secrets is as obvious, and that is the most important word when it comes to this thumbnail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the word secrets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy it because I want it to be the same sort of font and everything like that. And then I am going to type in the word secrets. So to make this a little bit more obvious, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a lot of like trial and error and stuff like that. So just have a little bit of a play around with it and see what it is exactly that you are wanting to do. I think it's important to talk about being a small YouTuber. So something else I'm going to put on this one is that we are getting to 1,000 subscribers. This isn't as obvious, but I would like it to be on here somewhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just play around with it and sort of change things up a little bit. And I don't really like the 1,000. I don't think that's as obvious. So yeah, I didn't want that one as obvious, so I'm gonna just pop it down the corner. And I feel like when you see that, you can definitely tell what the video is going to be about, and when you compare it to that one, it just helps you understand a little bit. I just feel like it looks a little bit more appealing to the eye. Something that I didn't know about, but one thing you don't want to do is you really need to take note as to what your thumbnail looks like on the home page. Now if you look on this, I'm just going to zoom in. If you look onto these here, right, this is what it looks like on the home screen, and this is the thumbnail that I have for the video already. And if you notice here, you can see the timestamp. Now if you were to put that text on the right bottom corner, you wouldn't be able to read it because the timestamp's there. And I didn't even think about that, didn't even take it into consideration. Here is a perfect example. I didn't know about it when I was doing this video, but you can't see the word there, so it's like, what does that actually talk about? You just don't know. So be careful as to where you're placing your text, where you're placing the most important things on the thumbnail, because you might not say it when you're actually on the homepage, and people just won't then click on it because they don't know what it's about. And people don't care enough to sit and look at an image or text for very long. They're just scrolling down, and you need to grab their attention within the second. And really taking time on your thumbnail is very important. I know I always talk about keywords and stuff like that, but if you haven't took time on the thing that's going to catch the person's eye first, then they won't get the clicks. So you can do all this stuff with the search and stuff like that, but if people aren't clicking, then there's nothing that YouTube can do for you. So take notice as to what you're doing on your thumbnails, and once you've uploaded a few of your thumbnails, maybe look through and see what people preferred the most. Do different styles and stuff like that and see what people enjoyed, and just sort of go from there. But that is all that I have really for this video. I hope this video is helpful. I hope you found it helpful, and if there is something else you want me to film about, definitely let me know in the comments and I will get that done for you. But good luck. I hope this brought you some help. If this did, Do remember to hit the subscribe button for more of my videos. I'm uploading twice a week now, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. So yeah, give it a like if this is something you enjoyed. Give me a comment because I love replying to you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.